Welcome to the Fit Vegan Podcast, the show where we help you optimize your health, fitness, and mindset on a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. My name is Maxime Sigouin. I am a former triathlete, powerlifter, bodybuilder, and basketball player, and I've been vegan for over 9 years. I'm also the founder and CEO of Fit Vegan Coaching, which has helped over 500 vegans from 20 different countries to completely transform their bodies and their health. I'm excited for you to hear today's episode. Let's get into the show. All right, good morning everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Fit Vegan Podcast. Today's a solo episode. I haven't done one of those in a while. If you've been listening to some of the previous episodes, we've been having some incredible guests come on, share their story, and provide some value. And I'm heading to Florida for 2 weeks to hang out with Tony Robbins, and I needed one piece of podcast. So I had time to record before I came back from the trip. So this is it. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a life update. There's a lot of things that have been changing, a lot of cool things that have been happening. Like I just mentioned, one of them is I'm heading to West Palm Beach to go hang out with Tony Robbins for 5 days for his business mastery event. And then there's a 1 day with him and a few of the other platinum partners. So very excited that I get to meet him and spend time with him. I've been looking up to him since I was 15 years old. So it's gonna be a very, very cool and exciting moment. Now, one thing we did is this month we tried something new. We tried a 4-day free Fit Vegan Masterclass. So it's your first time hearing about it. It was a little bit last minute to put that together, and so I should have done a podcast on it. So I apologize about that. It was awesome. There's a lot of great people that attended. Some of our members attended as well. So on day one we covered understanding the fundamentals of fitness and how to build your own workout plan. On day 2, we covered how to build your own whole food, plant-based meal plan to help you improve and shift your body composition. On day 3, we covered how to reverse diet to make sure that the weight doesn't come back on after you've actually lost it. And then on day 4, we covered how to be more disciplined and be more consistent with your training nutrition so that ultimately you can see the results that you want. Sorry. I was drinking my smoothie a little bit too fast before we started this video. So again, amazing 4 days that if you put all this information together, you can have all the tools and strategy to have an incredible transformation for yourself. Again, if you want to have access to the replay, I just put a link down below where the replay are there. I've also bundled it up with a few hundred fit vegan, high protein, whole food, plant-based recipes for you to have access to as well. So the link will be down below in the show notes if you want to have access to that replay and all this amazing information. I plan on doing those like every quarter. I think it was really fun. I'm going to be working on trying to bring some amazing guests to come and speak at the masterclass. Just because, as you can see, we've been kind of building our connection over the past year or so, and would love to have some of these guests come on into the masterclass, and I think it would make it really fun and really cool. And another big thing is by the time this podcast goes live, we're going to be launching a 21-day plant-based transition challenge, right? And my bigger mission is to help 10,000 people get lean, thrive, and disease-proof their body on plants by 2033 and 1 million by 2050. And the only way that I can do that is by helping people eat more plant-based, right? Because the studies have shown that it's the best way to reduce the risk of chronic illnesses and in some cases reverse some chronic illnesses. And so if I can help people transition to eating more plant-based, then that's one step closer to that mission and those people that I will want to impact. And so it's going to be a text-based type of challenge. So we're going to give you brand new recipes every single day. So on week 1, this is kind of my protocol for transitioning people to eat plant-based. On week 1, we're going to swap out your breakfast. Keep the rest of your day the same, but on week 1, we're going to change your breakfast to a whole food plant-based one. On week 2, you're going to grab some of your favorite breakfast recipes. You're going to keep your breakfast whole food plant-based, and we're going to give you new recipes for your lunches for you to try. So by the end of week 2, you've now eaten breakfast and lunch plant-based, and then your dinner is the last one. So on week 3, you can your favorite breakfast recipes, your favorite lunches recipe at this point, and we're going to send you new dinner recipes every single day for you to be able to try for the next year, cook for the next year, for the upcoming days. And so within 3 weeks, you're basically eating fully plant-based. And if you're snacking in between that, that's a pretty easy substitution. Those are just the bigger meals that people don't know necessarily how to create substitutions from the meals that they're currently eating. And so I wanted to make easy for everyone to be able to do that. So 21-day plant-based transition challenge. Again, $21 for 21 days. It's $1 a day You're going to get brand new recipes, get access to a whole bundle of recipes. And on top of that, we're also going to be tracking your stress, your sleep, your exercise, and your water intake to help you build some healthy habits throughout that challenge. Again, I've never done something like that. If it does well and a lot of people like it and enjoy it, I'm gonna do more of it. If it completely bombs, I won't do any of it. So if you wanna have a chance to do potentially the only 21-day plant-based transition challenge, then I would recommend that you go and sign up. I'll put the link down below in the show notes for that as well. Very excited about that one because a lot of people that are listening to this podcast or following me on social media are on the verge of wanting to transition. So it's like that range of people that are curious, they're veg curious, like I'm considering potentially eating plant-based. There's some people that are currently transitioning and are trying to make the healthiest choices and keep it as optimal as possible. And then there's the people that are eating junk food vegan that want to optimize their nutrition. If that's you, highly recommend you do the challenge as well because you'll get access to whole food plant-based recipes that will make you feel a lot better. And then there's some people that are whole food plant-based, are exercising but not seeing any results and just want to optimize what they're doing. That's what we have our program for. But the 21-day challenge, great place to get amazing recipes and transition within 3 weeks. And if the end goal for you is not to be 100% plant-based, but be 70% plant-based, 80% plant-based, 90% plant-based, this is a challenge for you, right? At the end of the day, if I can get someone to eat more plant-based, that's a huge win for their health, for the environment, and for the animals. Another thing I want to share is you probably saw the podcast with Dr. Laurie. So very excited for this partnership. She's absolutely awesome. I had the opportunity to jump on her show, on my show. I'm actually coaching her for her transformation. And so throughout this combination of conversation, it was like, we need to do something together. And she's been amazing in the company that she built in a plant-based space. And so we're excited to be able to offer blood work for our members at the beginning of the program so we can identify deficiencies and then address those deficiencies through the custom nutrition and do another blood work at the end of the program to identify like, hey, were we able to fix those deficiencies? Where's your body at now? What do we need to work on next? And get a consultation with her as well. So it's going to help elevate the program basically, because one thing I learned through going through cancer with my ex-partner is it's expensive to not test, because then you're just doing a bunch of treatments, you're just buying a bunch of supplements, hoping that it does the right thing, or because you read in an article that it would help for your specific scenario. And ultimately, potentially it's doing nothing and you're just spending all this money on supplements. There was a scenario where high dose vitamin C IV treatments was beneficial for Jen. That's what we heard that was good to fight cancer. And it was like $150, I think, or something a session. And so I bought 10 of them. So spent over $1,000 on them. And then we ended up doing a test that identified that she had a genetic predisposition to that if she had high dose vitamin C, it would actually hurt her for her cancer. And we noticed that throughout that time, she was having less energy. She wasn't feeling as good. And we're like, well, maybe we just need to do more of it and spend more money and do more high dose vitamin C. And to her, it was actually hurting her, but we didn't know until we did the test. And so I felt really foolish and stupid to be like, man, I spent thousands of dollars in the wrong direction, basically, when we could have done a test and known. So a big thing, if I ever am to get sick, if anyone in my family's ever to get sick, I'm going to pay for all of their tests to be able to identify what is the thing that they need to work on. And so that's why I want to do that with our members, because if we have a clear image of what are the deficiencies, what are the things that we need to work on, it's so much easier to have a concise plan for them. So again, if you're interested in that, that was not kind of my plan in this podcast, but if you're interested in that service, again, you can just book a call with our Fit Vegan goal setting coaches, have a conversation about where you're at, where you want to be, and ultimately see if we'd be a good fit to help you. And then you can have access to all the information for yourself, right? So very excited for this partnership with Dr. Laurie. A big part I want to share as well is we're going to be taking on corporations. So this is something I've been working on for a long time, because I'm always thinking about how can I help further impact more people in a grander way, because again, 10,000 people by 2033 is a large number. 1 million by 2050 is a large number. Therefore, I have to make large moves. I have to make big decisions. And one of them is going after corporations, right? Corporations, and there's a lot of them that don't really prioritize the health of their employees. It's becoming more of a thing now, but I would love to be able to go into corporations, offer tailored plant-based nutrition for the employees, tailored fitness advice, blood work for their employees to be able to identify where deficiencies and help them optimize their health. Because again, if you have a happy employee, it's going to make the world of a difference in the overall corporation. And so if you're someone that owns a company, it doesn't have to be a corporate. If you're someone that owns a company and you would like to offer that service to your employees, or if you're someone that works for a company and you're like, wow, this would be great to have for our company, and ultimately your boss would be paying for your course with us, your coaching with us, then there's a link down below in the show notes called vitalcorphealth.com. There's a little form for you to fill out and submit, and ultimately I'll be reaching out to you directly to kind of set a meeting and kind of identify what we can do for you. But ultimately, the main goal is, if you're a business owner, is to help increase the amount of, so there's less sick days, less absenteeism, there's more increase in productivity. Obviously, it's going to make a difference in your bottom line, and your employees are going to be a lot more happier and satisfied to be working for you, and you're going to have a lesser turnover, which is very expensive for companies to have a turnover of employees, right? And then on the employee side, you're getting world-class coaching to help you improve your health, your productivity, help you increase your vitality and your energy, and improve your body composition, right? And your boss is going to be paying for it for you. So again, if you want more details, vitalcorphealth.com. There's a link down below in the show notes for that. I think last little big update is Ivy and I are getting married in like a month and a half now? Yeah, it's crazy. It's going to be almost 2 years that we've been together. Time flies by really fast. So I'm very excited to call her my wife officially, because right now we've just been using future wifey, but calling her my wife officially once we get married. There's a lot of cool big projects coming on. If you guys haven't seen some of the latest podcast episodes that I've been on, I was on Doutsy Bouch's show, Switch for Good. I recorded with Rip from Plan Strong. So that podcast might come out slightly after this podcast episode comes out. I'll be recording with Chuck Carroll as well. Yes, just so many cool people that I looked up to when I went vegan 9 years ago, and to be able to be on their shows has just been really, really, really cool and really powerful. And I don't want to turn this little podcast into a motivation video of like, everything is possible. But when you have your heart in the right place and you're trying to serve people, and that is your strong why, and you just keep pushing towards your strong why, and you don't give up, and you consistently get back up every time you've fallen. I have failed and fallen so many times, but continue to get back up even when you get beat down. Over time, that consistency, those actions, those things that you're building, those relationships you're building, do compound to something greater. And now I'm starting to reap the benefits of, the past 10 years of my life, being a caregiver, learning all these lessons, going through this experience, which shaped me and molded me into who I am, that put me on this path for this mission. And to be able to sit across the table or Zoom with some of these incredible people that have been impacting the world for decades before I even started has been really cool and powerful. And so I just want to say a massive thank you for all of you that have been following me on this journey, right? Fit Vegan, I believe, is almost 3 years old now. It's gonna be almost 3 years old that Fit Vegan exists. So I just appreciate all your support and love throughout the years. It means a lot to me. I wouldn't be able to have the impact that I have without you guys. I wouldn't have anyone to coach. I wouldn't have anyone to listen to the podcast or to read my crazy captions on Instagram and all the text and the news article and the magazines that I'm writing. So it really means a lot, all your love and support. And for those of you that are continuously coming back to listen to the show on a weekly basis, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. It allows me to be able to fulfill my mission further. And ultimately, there's nothing else I'd rather be doing on this earth with my time here than fulfilling this current mission. I really don't want people to have to go through cancer. It's just seeing what was on the flip side of that, of what happens when one loses their health, is just not worth it. It's making me emotional, but it's just not worth it. And I don't want anyone to have to go through that. And so I really appreciate all the love and support in that direction. And some people ask me how they can kind of support what I'm doing. A big part is talk about the program, right? Because that's how we directly get to have an impact and change someone's life. Because then we can directly change it, help them change their nutrition, help them change their habit, help them change their body composition, help them shift their identity to a new identity that serves them, that's going to allow them to be healthy and fit for the rest of their life. So that's a big one. And then obviously the corporation, if you know of any company that would offer that, or you want to offer that to your employees, then the link will be down below as well. Again, you don't have to do anything. Just listening to the podcast, consuming the content means the world to me. So I'm just really grateful that to have this show for people to listen to, because it's just crazy how life kind of works out and how everything builds upon each other. So I just wanted to take this moment in this podcast to say a massive thank you for all of your help. I'm very grateful. There's a lot of cool things coming. You guys have no idea what's coming down the pipeline. I can't share all of it because some of it is being finalized, but some game-changing stuff is coming that's going to allow me to even further have more impact, help more people eat more plant-based so they can reduce their risk of chronic illnesses. And we're going to be able to donate more money as well, because if you guys didn't know that, every single month I donate money on behalf of our Fit Vegan community to cancer patients on their journey directly. I don't go through an organization just because I don't want them to take a fee. I just give it directly to the family because I want them to have access to the money and the funds, because I wish someone did that when I was a caregiver or the financial provider for my ex. So I understand how much $500, $1,000, $1,500 can go a long way in these moments of needs. And so anything that you do to support goes towards that as well. And another partnership that I made a podcast about it, but it's been a while, is with Nicolette Roche from Sea to Sky Thrivers. Nicolette is awesome. She's just, she's really awesome. I absolutely love her. If you don't know who she is, definitely recommend you Google her. I met her when I was in Whistler when Jen was going through her cancer treatments, and she's been a huge help since then. But her organization helps to educate people on how to be able to help others reduce and reverse chronic illnesses through whole food plant-based eating. So she has a course on how to do that. And she also helps to teach people that are sick how to better take care of themselves and reverse their issues with whole food plant-based eating. And so every month we donate to her foundation. And I had a deal with her, which was, I want to do this consistently every month, but I want more impact, right? So I would like that every amount of money that I donate for a course goes to 3 people. Right? I need to triple the impact. And so that's what we've been doing every single month. And it's been really cool to hear the stories of people's lives that's been transformed through being able to have access to these funds that otherwise wouldn't be able to afford to get access to this level of knowledge and education. And so that's all possible because of all of you guys. So, and massive thank you. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for all the love. And just stay tuned for the cool shit that's coming. I really appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.